Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Talking Network, and welcome to this episode of Talking Packers with Steve. Wildcard Weekend extravaganza. There's just going on, a lot of stuff going on as well with the NFL coaching vacancies come rise. Main one, or the biggest one in the news being talked about, the Oakland Raiders open position, along with the shakeup going in Green Bay here in Wisconsin, the Packers, and yet one change that I thought could be best for business, best for the team, has not happened and will not be happening, at least this off season. And the being Mike McCarthy, a 1 year extension, still be the head coach of the team. Really, in the Cincinnati situation, head coach should have been let go, and we should have two more openings for head coaching jobs with the Cincinnati Bengals and the 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers. So, just is my opinion on that one as well. Some news here the Dolphins are naming Bob Huggins as their new offensive coordinator. Former Ocean Clyde Clemson likely to remain with the team and transition to another role. There's the Cardinals spent most of the day interviewing defensive coordinator James Belichick for the vacant coaching job. That must mean that he's retired. And that's GM with the Texans will have personal control, and Bill O'Brien will be on the committee picking him. We covered it. Seahawks defense coordinator Chris Richard will interview the Colts for their head coaching position. The Colts having an open position, the Raiders having an open position, the Bears having the open position, the Oakland Raiders having an open position as of now. Sources are telling everybody that it seems like it's going to be John Gruden. That might be the next head coach, or probably will be the next head coach. Here another tweet in the Giants press release announcing the Steve Spagnuolo interview. They say assistant GM Kevin Abrams sat in. That's news on of an increased role alongside David Edelman. Cool. But yes, the player coach is John Fox, Chicago Bears, Jim Caldwell, the Detroit Lions, Chuck Pagano of the Indianapolis Colts, and McAdoo of the New York Giants. That already happened during the season because you get a dum-dum with the quarterback situation. That was just dumb. Del Rio, the Oakland Raiders, which was unfortunate in a way because the Oakland Raiders have turned around since Jack Del Rio did come to town. His time with the Oakland Raiders as their head coach, and I hope Mr. Del Rio gets another chance to have a head coaching job. And if I'm being frank, I think Mr. Jack Del Rio should be going to either Indianapolis or Chicago. They'd be best places for him. I mean, I'm not saying Detroit or New York Giants are terrible, but or maybe even Arizona. But Aaron's officially retiring. Aaron's is set to retire from coaching, and the Wake of the Cardinals at the 8th season is short informed on the situation of the situation to the NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. The Arians leaves the team with a 49-30-1 mark after a 5-year run and include a pair of playoff appearances. Hire general managers. Might as well just go through this full list. Dave Gettleman with the New York Football Giants. Fire GM Jerry Reese of the Giants, of course. And Ted Thompson changing roles. General managers that are changing roles. Well, Ted Thompson is the one and only on that list. Thompson is transitioning from general manager and director of football operations to simply senior advisor to football operations, which is just a fancy title of saying you're like a first sergeant in a company battalion, rank and file. You're the XO, but now you're simply a first sergeant. Or no, XO down to a lieutenant. I did that backwards. Point being is just a fancy way of just saying now he's not the number one guy, he's the number two guy there just to be helping out. Almost like someone that's like helping you on a project for work or otherwise, a guy or woman, man or woman. That's just as it is, an advice or I think the actual word of it, but you know what I mean. Just helping out, but not really having a role or say in actual decisions. And coaches who are safe, like I said, Marvin Lewis, Cincinnati Bengals, Vance Joseph of the Denver Broncos for some reason was staying there. Hugh Jackson with the Cleveland Browns that interesting. Dirk Cutter with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's actually good to say. See, I mean, and Jay Gruden of the Washington team there. There we go. And with the openings in the Arizona Cardinals will interview Eagles quarterback coach John DeFilippo this weekend per NFL Network's Mike Buffalo. But per in Rappaport, the Cardinals have put in requests to interview Eagles defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, Patriots defensive coordinator Matt Patricia, Steelers offensive line coach Mike Munchak, and Panthers defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. Arizona interviewed defensive coordinator James Bergic most of the day on Wednesday. Reported per source, the Cardinals will interview Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur on Thursday. The Chicago Bears, Schleg Daddy, here in YouTube or Central Schleg Daddy TV. You can find him on YouTube. Subscribe. They're great content. The Bears interviewed the coordinator Vic Fangio for the head coaching position today. The team announced Wednesday. Chicago will interview Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur on Friday, and Eagles coach John DeFilippo this weekend. And Rappaport. The Bears have requested coaching interviews with Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy, and defensive coordinator Steve Wilks, and Patriots offensive coordinator Josh Daniels per year in Rappaport. Chicago requested to interview Vikings coach or defensive coordinator George Edwards as well. So from the couple of teams I've already listed from that are having coaching vacancies, Eagles quarterback coach John DeFilippo, which is an awesome last name in its own right, and also Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur seems like being the high top list for a couple of organizations. And from what I read off here with the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears, I'm thinking one of these 6 openings that are opening for head coaching positions, I think both of them, I have this feeling with them having these interviews with so many owners with these franchises that I think they both will be getting hired by 2 teams. I'd be very surprised, let's just put it this way, I'd be very surprised if Pat Shurmur and John DeFilippo are not hired as head coaches by one of these 6 teams. Whether they're one of the first ones hired or one of the last ones, I don't know. But I do feel, and maybe make that my bold prediction here live on air, that Pat Shurmur and John DeFilippo will be hired as head coaches and will be head coaches heading into the 2018 season. And one team it probably won't be is Oakland, because I believe the Oakland Raiders will be picking John Gruden, though will enter the Rooney Rule and do all that stuff, which its own can of worms in my opinion. I know it's a great rule, and I really had a thing of having that as a rule, minority coaches getting a chance to interview for head coaching positions, and maybe even with teams that are just adhering to the Rooney Rule, that's still getting them experience in an interview. I know I heard on Golic and Wingo, formerly called Mike and Mike, but now Golic and Wingo on ESPN Radio and ESPN2 in the mornings. So they're on television and radio. Simulcast there if you want to check that out if you haven't yet. Where there was a couple of those candidates that didn't want to interview with organizations that have these openings and head coaching positions, that they felt that they were just being used. They were just there to be there, quote unquote. And no disrespect saying this, but being a token interview, just doing the interview for the teams to just go through the motions, and they already planned to hire someone, whether it's in Oakland or whether it's in Detroit, wherever, that they didn't want to be a part of that. When in the end, if I was them, if my name came across their table, decide to interview to adhere to the Rooney Rule, even though they don't plan to hire me as a Hispanic Peruvian than I am here in the United States, Estados Unidos, I'm going to take that interview. I'm going to take it as an opportunity to show what I made of. Have my self-confidence be as high as it usually is anyways, and believe, hey, I can get this job, whether I have a chance or no chance. And technically, if you have any interview, it believes you have some chance. And if you knock their socks off so well, and how you articulate yourself, and confidence in yourself, and how you would turn the team around, and this and that, answering their questions, and being as honest as you can, and being yourself, you might hit the lottery, which in its own right has very long odds. Right? We know that every Wednesday and Wednesday and Friday with Mega Millions of Dollars. Same thing would be sometimes with these rural coaching interviews. So if my name, Stevie here, Stevie K, done an interview with an NFL franchise, whether it's my hometown team of the Green Bay Packers or Minnesota Vikings, Los Angeles Rams, or the New Orleans Saints, whatever team, whatever franchise, is a 32, I'm going to take the interview, whether I have a chance or not to take the job. Because if I show the confidence, if I show actually something to them, even though they might in the plan already have their guy that they're already planning to hire anyways, you still will leave a lasting impression on them, which then you'll be talking about during the owners' meetings, with some owners talking before the actual meeting starts or after, just BSing with each other talking, and the name might come up. How it will, never know. People talk, just like in other jobs, in other industries, of how people are able to get a chance to have even acting. Someone might not have gotten a part, but auditioned for it, had a lasting impression on them. They tell somebody else, and that, and you know how that all could work out well for that actress or actor. So the same thing here in the NFL, at least to me, I would think. So I wouldn't say no to any interview opportunity, whether I already know heading into it that they're just, and here's the Rooney Rule and just interview me. Fine, I respect that, and I'm sure they might even tell me frank before or at the end. But I'm still gonna be confident. I'm still gonna try to say that I'm the best for the job. Because that's just how I am. That's how I'm wired. And that's not being cocky. I don't think. I think that's just being confident, having confidence in oneself. Not thinking little of yourself, thinking highly of yourself, that you can take this job and get this job and do well at the job. And you can use that in any aspect of life. Not just, I'm talking about here about NFL coaching positions, but sorry about the little rant or story time there, but just wanted to share. About that. So whatever job you're doing, whatever job you're looking into, school senior or otherwise, and you're going to college, finishing up college, or continuing the workforce. All I've been saying here about the NFL positions and the Rooney Rule, in your situations, in your field, field of work that you plan to go into, be confident. Do something you're passionate about, as I'm trying to do here in sports broadcasting. And always have the confidence in yourself that you can get a position that you may be, quote unquote, underqualified for. Because I know if I got an interview with a local television station or radio station, I might not have a degree like others, but I'm going to share that I have the passion to do what I want to do. And if you give me a chance, you're going to get rewards tenfold. Being a hard worker, someone that's going to recover money, and other things as well. And then from that, I will get a degree, and we'll go from there. But anyway, enough about me. Let's move on, keep talking here about the opening positions. Moving on to the Detroit Lions. Patriots defensive coordinator Matt Patricia, Carolina defensive coordinator Steve Wilks, and Houston Texans defensive coordinator Mike Vrabel are considered the leading candidates for the team's coaching vacancy. The Lions have requested permission to interview Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur, Green Bay Packers 13-time world champs, Green Bay Packers assistant head coach Winston Moss, Tristan Wilkes, Detroit completed interviews with the defensive coordinator Terrell Austin and offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter. That'd be cool to see him as that coach on Tuesday, and Vrabel on Wednesday. Shurmur and Moss will interview on Thursday. And for the Indianapolis Colts, Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, first head coaching interview was Wednesday night with the Colts. First, the interview was originally scheduled for Thursday, but was moved up due to bad weather. The Colts will also interview Seahawks defensive coordinator Chris Richards on Friday. Colts have also requested to interview Panthers defensive coordinator Steve Wilks. Now for the New York Football Giants. Giants have requested to interview Panthers defensive coordinator Steve Wilks and Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. The team has also requested to interview Eagles defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz. New York interviewed its interim head coach Steve Spagnuolo on Wednesday. The team will interview Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur and former Denver Broncos assistant head coach Eric Studesville on Friday. And leading candidates, here's the short list of NFL assistants. Figure to get a look in the coming weeks based on recent conversations. Irish conversation. Rapport and NFL Network's Tom Petrello have had a team executive than others, and as I pretty much listed all these names, so I'll go through it again. Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur, Eagles quarterback coach Don DeFilippo, Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy and A.G. White, Patriots offensive coordinator Matt Patricia, who I do hope he does get a head coaching job. There are only 5 spots, many names, but how do you think about Patricia deserve a chance? If not with New England, whatever. So if he does try to retire, he'd be a great candidate to be a head coach his own self. He goes to defensive coordinator Schwartz, who was a former head coach of the Detroit Lions in the past, if I remember correctly. Hopefully I am. Let me know in the comment section if I am or not. Panthers defensive coordinator Steve Wilks, Chiefs Dave Hill, defensive coordinator Mike Vrabel, and his tight ends coach Dan Campbell, Seahawks offensive line coach Tom Cable, who I don't remember being the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. I think it was 2013. I coach Oakland because he was head coach before, or right before Jack Del Rio, if I remember correctly. Steelers defensive coordinator Todd Haley, Vikings defensive coordinator George Edwards, Lions defensive coordinator Terry Austin, Steelers offensive line coach Mike Munchak, Seahawks defensive coordinator Chris Richard, Saints defensive coordinator Dennis Allen, Eagles defensive Lions defensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter, Bears defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, Cardinals defensive coordinator James Betcher, and Buccaneers defensive coordinator Mike Smith. Like I said for the Oakland Raiders, it seems like it probably will be John Gruden going back to Oakland, going to the Super Bowl with them. Let's see, maybe it would be. So let's get to the week 17 and the results there. Not crazy week 17, at least to me, but players rested, teams rested pretty much in some situations, and other things happened as well. Lions defeating the Packers 35-11. Vikings over the Chicago Bears 23-10. Colts over the Texans 22-13. Steelers defeat the Browns. Browns going winless. Joining the 2008 Detroit Lions, the only team to go 0-16 in the National Football League. 28-24, Steelers over the Browns. The Patriots defeat the Jets 26-6. Giants defeat Washington 18-10. Cowboys with the Eagles 6-0. You want to talk about teams that should be worrying about their team is the Eagles Nation. Those Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles fans. EDP 445. Philadelphia. The Archfiend, who I haven't seen on YouTube all year. All 2017, let alone now 2018. In the season. Maybe he stopped doing YouTube. Also, Dunk Cops, a WWE YouTuber. Video game YouTuber. Okay. Jaguar. So, yeah, the Eagles, they might lose in the first round in the number 1 overall seed. And if that happens and the Vikings win their game, that means the Vikings are pseudo facto number 1 seed in that sense, and the playoffs, at least for the next 2 weeks, technically that would be the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl for the NFC side, go through Minnesota Vikings. There you go. Why not? Anyways, moving right along. Jaguars against the Titans. Titans defeating Jacksonville 15-10. Bills 22-16. Yes, Buffalo. And then when that happened, a few moments later, or minutes later, whatever later, Bengals defeating the Ravens 31-27. One last thing of touchdowns. Bengals getting the win, helping the Bills to the playoffs, defeating the Ravens There you go. Chargers over the Raiders 30-10. Cardinals over the Seahawks. That was a surprise. They're 26-24. Falcons over the Panthers 22-10. 49ers over the Rams 34-13. Chiefs over Broncos 27-24. And Buccaneers defeat the Saints 31-24. In the wild card weekend, we have the Titans facing off against the Chiefs, Falcons against the Rams on Saturday. And the Sunday games, I would say matchup of the week, if I was on camera and had my helmets behind me, the Bills and the Jaguars. That is my matchup of the week. And I'm actually going to see my dad and watch the game with him for that game, because that is my game of the week. That is going to be freaking awesome. I hope it's like a 46-42 final or something. And yes, I do want the Jaguars to win. I'm happy those are in the playoffs. If they win fine. I won't be, upset if they did. But I really want the Jaguars to go far. I still want Jaguars Rams in the Super Bowl. Really do. Then finishing off the weekend for the wild card round, Panthers Saints. And waiting the wings, we got the Eagles and the Patriots, the Steelers and the Vikings. And then we go from there in the playoff picture. So my predictions for the wild card round, I have the Chiefs defeating the Titans 27-13. I have Los Angeles Rams defeating the Falcons 23-10. I have the Jacksonville Jaguars defeating the Bills 35-27. And I have the New Orleans Saints defeating the Carolina Panthers. So Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Rams, Jacksonville Jaguars, New Orleans Saints. I have all the home teams winning. And the final one here, the Saints over the Panthers. Sorry, Big Q, if you're watching this archive. Or otherwise, just my opinion, of course. New Orleans over Carolina. And a close scoring game, 27-23. Saints over the Panthers. So there you go. I think all you those that are watching live and those who are watching archive. Hope you all have a great rest of your weekend as well, for those that aren't wrestling fans, because tomorrow night, Steve's Wrestling Ramble. Then after that, on Friday, I have my videos talking about Life in Pieces TV show and also the TV show Mom on CBS that I'll be speaking about. So enjoy the Wild Card weekend, especially the teams or fans, the teams that are playing. Good luck. It's going to be a wild, fun ride in the playoffs, as it always is each and every year. But above all else, as always, take care.